Hello guys, my name is Jose Cassis, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how you can set up a network monitoring tool within your virtual network environment. And the tools that we're going to use is GNS3, VirtualBox, and Solarwinds Network Performance Monitor. As you can see in the background, I already have a pre-configured virtual network. And we are going to, let me first explain what we have here. So we have a virtual switch, and we also have these virtual routers. These routers act like they're physical routers, and if you ever seen a physical router, these this is what you will look at, and these will be racked up and cabled up in network. Even though it is cool to know the cabling system and the labeling on the cabling and all that, you no longer need to have the physical switch or routers to learn network topology or to create sophisticated network environments. Now you can just download the iOS from these devices, hence not having to pay the price for uh, either one of these devices, and just download that OS inside of GNS3, and you can use those as routers in here, virtual routers. And if I right click on here and go to console, for example, it'll work just like if it's a physical router. So here I can easily just I can look at the configuration of this router. And if I go up, I can see which ports are configured, which ports are not. Um, we know that this router has a EIGRP configured on it. If you don't know what this means, I would Google it. It's kind of difficult to explain, but to get a better understanding of what ports are up and down, you can just run this command and it'll tell you which ports are running, which ports are not. So that said, let's move into adding this server into our environment. This server is where we're going to install SolarWinds Network Performance Monitor. So let's go ahead and start it. So now that we have Windows in our environment, we're going to connect it to our network. And we want to make sure that the Ethernet is configured and everything is pinging correctly. Okay, we have the IP address configured. Let's see if we can ping any of the other devices here. Great, we have a good connection there. We're going to try to ping one of the routers now. Let's see if this works. Awesome. So we have that configured, and all we have to do now is install SolarWinds Network Performance Monitor. So double click on that. Now would proceed with the install. Now I do want to point out that when you download Network Performance Monitor from SolarWinds, they give you a 30-day trial. After the 30 days, then you'll have to register and purchase the product. But that's more than enough time to practice monitoring and networking with it. So now that we have SolarWinds installed, let's go ahead and log in. So one thing to keep in mind when you setting this up is that you want to have enough resources. As you can see, my RAM is at 98%. And as you can see, the Windows Server 2012 is connected. We've installed SolarWinds Network Performance Monitor on this server. And now we're going to do a discovery of what we have here. So we're going to discover all these routers and these two virtual machines. And here we're going to add the IP addresses. And as you can see from my virtual network environment, I have it organized with these IP addresses. So we're going to add these IP addresses onto the discovery so we can detect these machines on the virtual network. So here, prefer polling method, we're just going to use SNMP, and yes, let's include this as well. This is just make sure if a device is not configured with SNMP, it'll detect ICMP as well. Let's click next. Okay, let's click next here. And here we are ready to do the discover. Okay, now is doing the is discovering the network, and let's see if it picks up any of the devices that we have in our virtual network. Okay, we can see that it picked up 4 of them. It did detect 4 devices, so let's click next. So there we have it, guys. We have a full-blown virtual environment that's being monitored. So you can see we have router 1, router 3. For some reason, router 2 was not detected, but I believe it was down during the time that it did the discovery. But you can manually add it later. We can also see the Windows environment here. Here we can see that this is Windows. We can see here that this one is a Windows 2012 R2 server, and that'll be where we have SolarWinds installed. And like I said, we were going to install it on this machine. And then the other machine here is your Windows XP workstation. And the Windows XP workstation is this one here. Now, the reason it did not detect the host server is because I don't have a SNMP configured or any type of monitoring protocol configured on this device. So it detected it as an unknown device. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you. I hope this was in a lot of helpful information as far as how to set up a in-home virtual network with a monitoring tool so you can monitor your network within your virtual environment. Also want to point out the map here. You can use these to map. Like for example, I got R1 router 1 connected over to the Windows server, and you can put these all around the map throughout this map here. All right, thank you.